UTL course on Introduction to Multimodal Urban Transportation Systems. I am Arkopal Goswami. I am an associate professor here at IIT Kharagpur. So I hope all of you are enjoying the course so far. We are here live today to get some feedback from you. If you have any queries, questions, this is a good platform and opportunity to share your thoughts and views with us. So please feel free to interact during this session. So just to stimulate some interest and queries from you, or just to instigate that you ask some questions. Maybe I can just discuss what has been going on in the course till date. So I hope you are coming to know more about public transportation systems in urban areas in India. We have your bus systems, which are the most prevalent public transportation systems across India. But now we have, many of the metropolitan areas or metropolitan cities have metro rail systems. Some of the newer cities are also getting metro rail systems. So hopefully the course contents that are telling you about how to locate bus stops, how to design bus routes, right? How to calculate the capacity of a public transportation system. So all of those things are hopefully being informative to you. Hopefully you are understanding now that locating two bus stations too close to each other may not be that fruitful, right? So as a bus user, we always want bus stops to be very close to our homes. But from the bus operator's point of view, there are a lot of costs that are involved in running bus operations. So they have to look at not only the bus route, which is the most, which is the route that will give them the most revenues, but they also have to look at the cost of running the buses. So in balancing this act, they, the way the bus stops are located, the spacing between the bus stops. Some of the cities have different sizes of buses. So 30-seater buses, 50-seater buses. So which route should have how many sizes, what sizes of buses? All those basic understanding is being provided to you in this class. As we move forward, I think slowly you're now getting into other modes of transport as well. For example, how to design pedestrian facilities, how to design bicycle facilities, you'll come to know soon. But the whole idea, intent behind this course is, our urban areas are getting congested day by day, right? We feel that every day on the road there is too much congestion. It takes a lot of time to go from one point to the other. So what do we do? Usually the earlier thought was that let us widen the road. Let us widen the road, the congestion will come down. But as land is very scarce in most of the cities, and especially in our Indian cities, land is very scarce. We cannot, it's not easy to expand the roads in the urban areas. So more and more now, what people are and governments are realizing is that we have to make the best utilization of the existing roads, right? So how to utilize the existing roads in a much more better fashion. So in that context, we are advocating, or we are seeing that research is telling us that if you design the road for all types of users, which are buses, pedestrians, bicyclists, auto rickshaws, and cars and two-wheelers, then you can effectively use the space. So space is not only for personal vehicles, not only for cars, not only for two-wheelers. So it's very important, to learn about the public transportation systems. That's what we always complain that bus time pe nahi aata, bus doesn't come on time. So, but why does it come on time? It's also something we should be aware of. How where is the next bus? Why is the bus stuck at an intersection? So all these questions need to be answered, and in order to find those deeper answers, you should first understand, how a bus route is designed. How easy or difficult is it to change a bus route? We always pressurize our local governments to extend the bus route. Bus route today stops there. Why don't you extend it till here? So what are the implications of extending a bus route? We all need to understand all of that. So hopefully you are getting a flavor of that. up to so far, up to I don't know, 6 or 7 classes have been covered so far. I hope the assignments are giving you a good understanding of what are the basic principles behind this. We have designed very simple qualitative and quantitative problems for you during the assignments, which will allow you to understand more, how to measure various elements of a urban transportation system. For example, for pedestrians, you have studied, I think, pedestrian level of service. Similarly, for buses and transit, you are looking at, level of service of buses, bus stop capacity, how to estimate bus stop capacity, how to design, how to design the bus stop. Should the bus stop be right on the right alongside your roadway? Should it have a different bay altogether? If it has a different bay, how many stopping positions should there be? So all of those understandings will help you in the future when you choose transportation or transportation planning or traffic engineering as your career in the future. All of this will help you, develop a better system. So hopefully this is, you're hopefully taking all these, submitting all these weekly assignments. They are designed to better understand the content of the courses. So you can do that. By doing that, you will understand a little bit better. Only going through the slides and listening to the lectures is one thing, but actually doing these assignments hands-on will give you a better understanding of some of the systems. Okay. The teaching assistants are also here online with me, and they have been helping you throughout the course with any issues that you may have. They have been very helpful, I hope. So please do, write to us or send us some queries, ask questions about not only the course, but anything in general that you think about the urban transportation systems in India currently. We'll be happy to kind of go through them. Let me ask Mr. Sasidhar if he has any points to add here, or just check if there are any questions that have come up.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. I think I'm audible. So, yeah, sir, basically, I have been keeping a track of the queries, and also they have been continuously posting these questions and also some doubts which they are getting during solving while solving the numericals. I think now the public transport track, I think they have just finished or it is going. So a certain capacity and these related numericals, they have been asking some questions and also a few doubts in the assignment, so which I'm actively addressing them. And yeah, so till now, I think they have covered the basics of transportation and the four-stage modeling, the trip generation, distribution, model split, and the trip assignment. And after that, they have seen the bicycling and pedestrian related aspects. What are the challenges which they are facing and how the problem has been evolving and what are the effective ways to tackle them. So how do we actually measure them and what are the quality related aspects of it? So all these have been covered. And in the public transport also, if we see these days now of for all the traffic which is growing and the needs which are coming, so this public transport is seen as a probable solution, maybe. So these things, like they are focusing right now. And yeah, ahead, I think there are a few more weeks, 6 more weeks. So I say the same to them, like if they have any queries and any doubts regarding anything, we are always available to answer them.
Thank you, Shasidhar. I think there is one question, one very specific question about lecture 25 on on the YouTube channel. So you may take a note of it and maybe respond to the person specifically. I think there is he has a query about a problem or how a calculation, how did we get the number. So since it's a very specific question, we can kind of respond to him separately and directly via email, I guess. So maybe.
Sure, sir. I'll take a note of it and I'll get back to that person. I'll check the calculation box and see.
Okay.
Sir, you're not okay.
I'm sorry, what was that, Shashidhar?
Nothing, sir.
Any other queries? You may please unmute yourself and ask the query here, or also interact with us on the live YouTube channel. Maybe I'll say some more things about the course and what it intends to do. We as civil engineers or transport planners, urban planners, we have grown up seeing our cities become larger and larger, right? So our cities are growing. Smaller towns are now becoming mid-sized towns to cities. So all of this growth requires the transportation network to be updated along with it. So when we need to update these transportation networks, we need to understand how land use and transportation kind of correlate to each other, right? So land uses, by land uses, I mean, there are different types of land uses such as residential, commercial, retail. So when you develop a city's master plan, you need to understand that if there are so many square footage of commercial spaces, how many trips, how many vehicular trips will that generate? So that's what is trip generation, right? So if you have certain square foot of office building, so we know that from that office building, that much square footage will accommodate, say, 100 people. So that 100 people every day at the very minimum will generate 2 trips. One is a morning trip that somebody will come into office, and one is an evening trip that people will leave office. So those are at the minimum 2 trips, but then you can have an afternoon lunch trip. You may have some other trips where you go in between the day somewhere else, for on office work or on personal work. So once you understand how many trips each of these establishments will generate, because then you can calculate what is the road space that is required, right? So if there are so many office buildings in your urban area, then you will understand that, well, the road in front of it should be a 2-lane road or a 4-lane road, so that it can accommodate all those people who are accessing that land use. Now the second part of it is, once you understand that how many trips are being generated, you need to understand where these trips are going to. So like the morning trip I talked about, they are maybe coming from home. So there are home to work trips. Evening trip is a work to home trip. So it's the origin and destination is home and work. Whereas the afternoon trips could be, work to, say retail trip. So you are going to a restaurant, or you're going to a shopping mall or somewhere to have food or meet with friends or whatever. So then you understand, once you understand trip generation, then you have to understand trip distribution. How are these trips distributed in the network, in the transportation network, right? So it is not only good to know that the office, in front of the office, you have to have a 2-lane road. You also have to know that what are all the different destinations that these trips from the offices can be generated. So then you have to, have roads connecting to all of these places. That's trip distribution. Then you need to understand what is mode choice. So, everywhere people will not be using their particular mode or one particular mode. Somebody may be using their 2-wheeler, somebody may be using their car, somebody may be using bus. So once you know your trips, once you know how they are distributed, then you come to know what the modal choice is, what type of vehicles are people using to travel in the network. After that, finally, you come to know about your, assignment. So Now the entire network, you have to design the entire network. You cannot only design one intersection in your city. You cannot only design one road in your city. You have to have different links and different nodes that are interconnected, and that will form your entire city's road network. So the last step, you assign a route. So that's trip assign. The last is trip assignment. You assign the route that is maybe the shortest travel time. So that's how you know that in the morning rush hour, one route is the shortest. Shortest meaning shortest travel time. Whereas in the afternoon off peak hour, there may be a different route that is the shortest travel time. Right. So the Google that gives you advice on how to go from point A to point B uses these kind of understandings to tell you which is the shortest route on the network. If you go from A to B, if you take this road, it is 20 minutes. If you take that road, it's 40 minutes. So it is telling you by doing all these analysis that which road in the network is the shortest route or shortest path to take. So that in itself is the understanding of how transport and land use interacts. You understand what is called a four-step model. Then you look at individually the different types of modes. So like in the third step, you understand modal choice. So now, since there are so many choices, we have all these choices in our urban areas now. You can go using your two-wheeler, four-wheeler, auto rickshaw, metro rail, bus, taxi, Ubers. So you have so many different choices in front of you to go from point A to point B. So when do you choose which mode is a complex phenomenon. So, but if you understand each of these modes characteristics, then you can design the network. What are the needs of a bicyclist, for example? What are the needs of a public transportation user? What are the needs of a pedestrian? So if you know those, then you can design what is called a complete street. So you can have a street that is safe to travel for all different types of road users. So that is kind of the intent of this course. That's why it's called multimodal. So multiple modes in an urban area. How do you develop each of these systems? And obviously they will then interact with each other, and those interactions becomes complex, and advanced courses are there for you to understand the interactions between those modes. So I hope that gives you a little bit more clarity of what the course contents are all about, and in the coming few weeks you will learn more about different types of modes. Up till now, I think you've got the basics. You've got basics of pedestrians. You've got some understanding of the bus transport network. Next, you're going to look at, maybe bicyclists. You're also going to look at more of public transport, and also eventually look a little bit about the ITS systems or the intelligent transportation systems that are available. We take for granted these traffic cameras that you have nowadays in your urban areas, but in order to operationalize, in order to carry out the operations of that traffic camera, there are a lot of IT elements, a lot of hardware, software, all of those things are required. So as a civil engineer, as a traffic engineer, if we don't understand the requirements of that system, then we won't be able to help the system improve. So that is why you need to have an understanding of that as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we may be online for another 5 to 10 minutes. So this is your chance to interact with us live. We'll have 2 more live sessions in the coming weeks. As and when we cover more of the course, we'll have more live sessions as well. But for this live session, we are online for another 5 to 10 minutes. So if you have any queries, please do let us know. Queries, comments, any suggestions about the course or your thoughts about urban transportation, anything is welcome. Thank you. So I think we have that one query from Victoria Adama Alpha. So I think we are going to respond to the person directly, as it is a specific calculation regarding query. We will get back to him. Request Mr. Shashidhar and Mr. Prashant, Prashant, please look into this. If there are
Yes, sir.
more general queries, maybe it is time that we can log off, or do we have to wait for 5 more minutes, Suman?
You can close the session, or you can wait more 5 minutes more.
Okay. Okay, we'll give maybe 2 or 3 more minutes, and then we'll close. In the meantime, Shashidhar, please note down the query about the macro and the green shields model that he has.
Yes, sir. I've already noted it down, sir. I'll look into it and I'll respond.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I think we can now close the session. Thank you very much for your questions that we received from one person. We will definitely respond to that, and I hope you will continue to participate in the upcoming live sessions and also enjoy the remaining of the course. Thank you. Have a good weekend. A good afternoon.